Danny Harris. Danny is an entrepreneur, a storyteller, and a DJ. And who will save this DJ's life? Danny Harris.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. So I was born and raised in the Orthodox disc jockey faith. For me, there was none but the DJ, this mythical man who was capable of the supernatural. He would make his followers writhe in ecstasy like their whole body could speak in tongues. The gospel of In Deep, the early 80s R&B band, went so far as to claim that a DJ had in fact saved a woman's life from dying of a broken heart. But friends, one would be loath to limit the power of the DJ to simply lifesaver, for if you were to reverse engineer most births, you would find that that crucial point of coitus begins when a DJ plays R. Kelly to a crowded dance floor. And so I so longed to be a DJ. I wanted to be on the other side of the velvet rope and develop my own congregation of loyal followers who would come and hear me preach this gospel. Developing congregations the world over, New York, Ibiza, London. And so my bedroom became this den of solitude where I would spend all these hours listening to records, always doing so in the direction of the South Bronx, the place where DJ Kool Herc first put those two records together. But as I played, nobody ever told me about them. Them, the Beckys and the Chads, the names that the DJs used to describe the I Believe That Music Born and Died with Journey, and I like to listen to Katy Perry while swaying arrhythmically to Katy Perry. Sorry, these were the people I found at nightclubs across DC. These are the people seeking not my musical inspiration, but a soundtrack to binge drinking in pastels and bad decision making with people named Trip and Amber. And with each attempt to take them away from this top 40 musical slavery and into the promised land, I would get these notes. It was always somebody's birthday. And so, coming from the political world, I decided I would adopt diplomacy. With each request, I would listen to what they had to say and then reply, I'm terribly sorry I don't have it. But friends, that made me soft on musical terror. The lines got longer, the requests got worse. And so instead, I decided I would adopt shock and awe. There would be no requests, there would be no interaction with the DJ. Anybody who came close to me would get my hand in their face. But so I developed this paranoia, and it happened. One girl, this sweet girl, came over to me and asked if I would play Grease Lightning, and I turned the music off, and I told anybody who would listen that this girl with horrible taste was trying to take me away from my path of musical righteousness. And at that moment, I hated myself, and more importantly, I hated DJing. And so I stepped back and I said, well, what if I take a moment and understand the psyche of my opponents, of my nemesis, understanding why? And so I started asking each person who had a request, and what I realized was that music was memory. For 4 minutes and 20 seconds, Madonna took you back to that moment when you were the big man on campus or the mean girl on the dance floor. And so now, I was no longer just a DJ, but I had this musical Prozac, and I was able to cure the Monday to Friday depression. And so no longer was I just a DJ and bound to the strict DJ code, but to the Hippocratic Oath. And so as I sort of thought through the mental health needs of the Beckys and Chads, I decided to adopt the remix. To the Becky who wanted to hear Lady Gaga, I played a sultry mumbatone version of Alejandro. To the Chad who wanted to hear Bon Jovi, I played some upbeat house version of Living on a Prayer. It made neither of us happy. For me, I struggled with the fact that Katy Perry, no matter how you remix it, will always be Katy Perry. And one Chad told me that playing a bastardized version of Journey was like Chris O'Philly making the Madonna out of elephant shit. And so now, I have moved away from that strict DJ code, and I look to my DJ forefathers, knowing that I will never make my way to DJ heaven, but I will stay in these congregations playing to crowds of my musical nemesis. And so, friends, I tell you that while my people are not the olive skin-looking, Euro-going house lovers, I can at least say that I have a congregation, albeit it's a slightly douchey one. And so, friends, now I stand at this pulpit waiting for my moment of reckoning. As the Smiths so wisely portended, there will be a day when the disco is burned down and the blessed DJ is hung. And I pray that at that moment, the DJ gods will have mercy on me, for despite all of my musical transgressions, I have still never played Grease Lightning.
Thank you, Danny.